Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show.
Hello, this is the Hot Topic Show. It's what we do.
We won't judge, but we're judging. It's going to be juicy.
Now, here's Wendy.
Thank you so much for joining us. My co-host, my studio audience. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. I love you more. Now look, were you watching the SAG Awards last night? Yeah. Well, if you didn't, don't feel bad. Me neither. But the 4 big movie winners were big. Viola Davis for Fences. Yeah. Denzel Washington for Fences. Yeah. Mahershala Ali for Moonlight. Yeah. And Emma Stone for La La Land. It's big. And also, Hidden Figures won for Best Picture. Yeah. And Stranger Things. Have you seen Stranger Things? Yeah. I haven't seen that, but it won for Best Drama. So if you're looking for something fun to see, here's the thing, right? The star of the show, the SAG Awards last night, Winona Ryder. Well, look at her facial expressions when David Harbour is giving a very impassioned speech. Now listen, David is talking about President Trump and immigration, as did almost everybody who hit the stage last night. But look at Winona, it's unclear why she was making the faces, you know, but he took his moment, and she is definitely taking her moment. It almost looks like, who's the man holding her shoulder? I forget his name.
Harbour. Oh, over her shoulder is Matthew Modine.
Yeah, Matthew Modine, who it looks like he's almost holding her down, like, please don't leap on him. Please don't leap. Here's the thing. The award season is going to be filled with probably every other, if not every, recipient of an award talking about what's going on in the climate these days. And it's just the way it is. And is it their responsibility? Yeah. Is it boring? In some ways, because we're so used to and being conditioned to hearing, I want to thank my mom, I want to thank my trainer, you know. But it's a different time, and so congratulations to all the winners from last night. And you too, Winona Ryder, because you're a winner in your own way. Robin, Robin, Robin. Thicke, that is. Have you heard the recent stuff with he and Paula Patton? Oh my gosh, it's very nasty. Okay. So last week, the judge ordered Robin to stay away from his ex, Paula Patton. His ex-wife, not ex-girlfriend, ex-wife. You know, they've got a 6-year-old, and the boy's name is Julian. The judge ordered that they had to have monitored visits on Robin's behalf for Julian. So that looks bad, like whenever a parent is being told to stay away from their child, and this is a child from his own loins. This is a child from a previous relationship that Paula had, and then she met him. Remember, these two have been together since they were 15 years old. Now I'm just saying, sometimes relationships run their course. Paula is claiming that Robin has allegedly been emotionally abusive during their custody battle and physically abusive during their marriage. Well, there are two sides to every story because I'm wondering why Paula, because you guys have been divorced now for a moment, and I know that you're still going through this custody thing, but how come we're just, not that we're nosy, but I'm just trying to figure out. In 2013, Paula alleged that Robin hit her after she interrupted a massage at their home. In 2013, in Cannes, or as they say, Cannes, in Cannes, she claims that he hit her with a closed fist and punched her to the ground. Now, both parties involved are alleged to have been involved with substance abuse, both Paula and Robin. The pills and whatnot. Julian is their only child. Paula, what took you so long to tell us this information? I'm just wondering, like the first time a man hits you with a closed fist, and abuse is horrible, and sometimes you don't see it coming, but you see the groundswell, and when it happens, and the best I could think is sometimes there's certain women who just get stuck in the cycle of abuse and they don't know how to leave. I'm not talking against you, I'm just commiserating with you because Paul is going through this. And plus they were together since she was 15 years old. Now, you have to figure, when a girl and a guy are together, who benefits the most once they're in their 30s from being together since 15? Usually the guy, because the girl will stay dutiful and never really grow as a woman. Now, girls, even if it wasn't you who learned it, we've got to teach our daughters and our nieces and those girls on the block to live before they get so caught up. That way, when things happen, it won't seem like, oh my gosh, he's the only guy I've ever known, in such a loving way. And so I can't leave. Robin was allegedly unfaithful numerous times during their marriage, and I mentioned the drug abuse. They said he did allegedly drugs while in the presence of their son. Robin is denying all the allegations. Paula, word to the curb is you're no innocent either. So I just, there are two sides to this story, and it's a very, very unfortunate situation. It's just a very, very sad case. They returned back to court on February 24th. I'm gonna keep following this story because I find it to be very, very sad. Sometimes I think they put extra lemon in the tea purposely just to give me an authentic sourpuss. Did you have a nice weekend? First of all, last week we winded up the New Edition Part 3, the movie. I have to tell you, and I'm a big cheerleader, but I'm also a straight shooter, pow. Which will bring me to my next story, give me a moment. But I didn't think Part 3 was that interesting. And I thought 75% of Part 3 wasn't necessary. But I didn't want to be left out of a movement. This is the highest rated thing on BET since the beginning of time. And I thought it was terrific. I can't wait for the next star who's willing to tell their story as honestly as it seemed the New Edition did. Oh, and thank you, MeTV, for not disappointing me with my Mary Tyler Moore marathon. Thank you. It wasn't long enough, though. It wasn't long enough. It could have been many more hours, WeTV. And congratulations to both Williams sisters, but particularly Serena. Over the weekend, we found out she set a record 23 Grand Slam wins after beating her sister Venus at the Australian Open. You know what? First and second, dominate, girls. Dominate. Dominate. Imagine being their parents. Like, there's no loser in this family. Imagine. So, you know, I'm setting up my Wendy app. It'll be out by the spring, and, you know, I'm... Oh, yes. A different side of me in our getting to know you experience with one another. So I've been very, very busy. You know, you have those big plastic containers, and I don't have a lot of stuff that I've saved in my 30-year broadcast career and, you know, from childhood, but I have poignant stuff, and you forget how poignant it is until somebody tells you, you gotta set up an app, and it can't be the same stuff people see on, you know, the TV show. And I'm like, I get it. You know, I wanna give you a different side of me. Yeah. Well, honey, come close, and then we'll talk about Kim K, but come close, okay. So I have my son, because I don't want to go in the basement. He brings up the, you know, every weekend he'll bring up like a Tupperware, and, you know, I go through stuff. Oh my gosh, there's pictures of like hip hop Wendy with Carhartt, and, you know, my ponytail pulled through my hat. You know, I'm a lot heavier. I got on Timberlands and Carl Kanai jeans. You know, like when boys dress like girl, or no, when girls dress like boys. You remember back in the day, Real Love, Mary J. Blige, Real Love, okay? We all, okay. So I'm going through stuff for my app, and I run across one of my notepads, and I always took notes about what I want to talk about on my radio show, which there was, once upon a time, there was a girl named Wendy. It was very popular here in New York on the radio, and really nothing moved in the streets without me knowing. I know you can't believe it now, because don't be fooled by the pencil skirt, though, because... Okay. Oh, no, Suzanne. Oh, no, we didn't know each other at that time.
No, we didn't know each other.
Okay. And I know you get shocked every time you hear something.
I do, I get a little shocked.
Okay, so I find a picture, find a picture of me and the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh.
And I remember a particular Wu-Tang experience. Okay. So my husband, who's like the best party promoter ever, you know, he was promoting parties, and I was, you know, I rocked the mic. Now, you know, when you say rock the mic, it's not like I'm walking around with a party platter asking people, would you like an hors d'oeuvre? When you rock a mic at a Brooklyn party with the Wu-Tang Clan, that means you were standing safely in the DJ booth. Booth. Shouting out to, you know, where's Queens, where's Left Rack City, where's Jersey, where's Brownsville, you know, where are all my single ladies? You know, if you got real hair, make some noise. Like, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And there was no dress code. Everybody was, well, in street gear, including steel-toe Timberlands. Remember the steel-toe Timberlands? They were good for fighting, just in case something popped off. All right, so I'm hosting the party. There's like 500 people at the party. The party is packed. The entire Wu is there. It's You God, RZA, Ghostface, of course Method Man, Raekwon, Inspector Deck. Dare I say even Capadonna, who was not exactly Wu, but Wu affiliate. The entire Staten Island took over Brooklyn. All right, and here's Wendy from New Jersey, and I'm shouting out. Everybody's drinking. People are smoking weed, because this is back when you could smoke weed and Newports in the club, right? This is like 1990. There. And all the Wu is popular individually, so everybody has their separate albums, right? Ghostface gets up there and he does his stuff. Raekwon, oh my gosh, a legend. And nobody was bored. Method Man hits the stage, and this is back when ice cream was out and all that, so it's like, ow! Nobody is bored. Girls are feeling it, guys are feeling them, feeling it, and everybody is lit. The Wu is on the stage for about 2 hours. The club is dim. The cops are outside on the block. The paramedics are outside, but nobody's bothering anybody. They're just maintaining a situation where the ground was swelling. Like at any given time, you just don't know. You just don't know. All right. So next thing you know, the legendary Old Dirty Bastard. No, honey. Honey. Now, mind you, I'm still in the booth like, ow, because now the Woo is performing, but I'm like the hype man behind them, but I'm just watching it performing and I'm like loving it. It is like, you never know what could happen, and I live for the rush. Old Dirty Bastard gets off stage and busts off like 3 shots. Pow, pow, pow. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And instead of the party lights going on and everybody scattering, people were like, in all due respect, DB, you remember this. People were like, get off the stage. They dragged him off the stage. Nobody flinched. The Woo kept performing their songs and stuff. And next thing you know, the entire Woo Staten Island rushed over the bar and grabbed the liquor. Just grabbed the liquor. An hour later, the party is still going on. Paramedics are coming in the party, carrying people out. People who were, like, if you're overcome by heat or maybe you just drank too much. Because at this particular point, half the party is walking around with full bottles of vodka and brown juice. And I did the rest of the party on my stomach on the floor in the DJ booth. But I'm still doing my job, shouting out to everybody. Anyway, I can't wait for the app to start. I have lived, and that's just a little something, something to say. Suzanne.
I'm gonna learn a lot.
That was way before I was a mom.
I know, but I'm gonna learn a lot of stuff that I missed.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. I don't seem like that type now, do I?
No, not at all.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my heart couldn't take it.
Well, one of the robbers from Kim K's Paris attack is speaking out. Well, he's claiming that all the jewels were melted down into gold bars and sold. The original value of the jewels, $1.6 million. Melted value, $26,000 to $300,000. Excuse me, $26,000 to $30,000. Well, I gotta ask you something. I've never seen a gold bar. I'm not that fancy. You know, as you can see by the previous story. I wanted to leave the club, but you know, when you're stuck in the DJ booth, there's no exit door. You gotta lay there until the club gets out. So I just laid on the floor with the microphone, still acting like I was having a good time. I was scared. Oh. One of many times. Anyway, okay, so how big is a gold bar? I'm thinking a gold bar is like 6 inches long and maybe 3 inches wide and maybe an inch thick. They always look pretty big, like when I watch Columbo and stuff. Do you know how much jewelry, like even if you're a wealthy woman, do you know how much jewelry you have to have, how much metal to melt it down to a gold bar? Anyway, her $4 million engagement ring was not melted down. Well, obviously, because you can't melt down ice. The ring, okay, this guy, the thief that they were talking to, says that someone still has the ring and they're afraid to sell it because it's too recognizable. Now, you might want to take a hammer to it. You know, if you put it like in a zippy bag and take a hammer to it, I'm just thinking, so that none of the pieces fracture all over the floor, you know? If you take a little, and just put it, I don't know. If I were Kim, I wouldn't want this ring back. And you know, I was reminded this morning during Hot Topics, this is not her original ring anyway. And I'm like, not her original ring, I forgot. Then what is the argument? I don't even know why she was wearing it on this finger. You know, like her original ring is a gorge ring, really, really big. They haven't been married long enough for her to take her original off and maybe do something else with it. She should have been wearing this as a beautiful cocktail ring anyway. Oh, hell. I mean, we'll never know who gets rings that big. It's really gorgeous, though. But, you know, oh, I know why she can't just crunch it up, because it's got all of the, encodements in, the engraving of the style number, the lot number, the block number on the back of the ring. If I were her, I wouldn't want that ring back. It's been soiled, it's been touched by, people who, ne'er-do-wellers. All right, so Chris Brown, Chris, no, he got taken advantage of, but this is your fault. Oh, see, I feel so sorry for, okay, not sorry. I don't feel sorry, but I feel, I guess, normally I have my hair on my shoulders. I'm trying to keep it pushed back because I'm doing a shoulder thing, and I told them I'd be fighting with this all day, and I see I am. Oh, Suzanne, it's oh.
He loved it.
Suzanne, but
Yes.
you know what I mean? With the shoulder thing, you're like fighting with it, and then you can't have too much hair on the shoulder because it's supposed to be like this. You're supposed to be working collarbone or something.
Yes.
But that feels weird to me.
Put like a little clip here.
No clip.
Oh, okay.
I can't be, I'm a Mustang.
Oh.
Mustangs can't be bridled.
Oh.
Yes, I can't. I don't like a lot of clips and stuff in my hair. So Chris gave 7 of his friends permission to drive his fleet of cars. One of his friends totaled his $500,000 Lamborghini and fled the scene. No, you've got to see the picture of the damage. The picture of the damage on a... and fled the scene. So apparently, the young man is saying that he wasn't drunk or high or anything like that. Cops haven't come back with that report saying anything other than that he was probably speeding. I mean, that's a lot of power. Especially if it's not your car and you probably were sitting with some chick who you were trying to pass it off as your car, trying to play cool. So now Chris has revoked these 7 friends their driving privileges from his fleet. But my thought is, Chris, they should have never had driving privileges to begin with. I mean, he probably has the keys on the back of a door at his house or something like that, and his friends just come over and they grab keys, and Chris has tons of exotic cars. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't lend keys to a friend to drive my Honda Accord from 1973. Because what's yours is yours, and there's too much liability. Like, I'm surprised that Chris Brown is still insurable for anything. But there are insurance companies who, charge the most. And then, anyway, so the cops trailed this car that the friend left back to Chris Brown. And so now Chris, I guess, is still cool with these guys, but he's revoked their privileges. I don't think that they should have been driving to begin with. Not even, okay, maybe my main one. If you could just run up the street and get some gas and come back. Sometimes, or I have like a slow leak in my back left tire. I'm still trying to get dressed. We're late for the Soul Train Awards. If you just run up and get me something. It's all too much. It's just another sign of, hey there, lonely boy. Chris, I feel like he's still such a lost young man, just trusting too many people and not really having... Why do you need so many cars if it's only you? His daughter's not driving yet. So why do you need so many cars? A car for every occasion. I remember when I was on Dancing with the Stars. When I was on Dancing with the Stars, he had either a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, and sometimes they get me confused, but one of those little cars. And it was covered with graffiti. It was a silver base, but it was like covered with graffiti or something. And he performed during my run of Dancing with the Stars, which was why he was there. He was there earlier performing or rehearsing. I don't know, it's just a lot of trouble on 4 wheels, Is it cold in here? Yeah. Well, it's cold outside, but things are heating up here at Wendy. Because we're kicking off Wendy's Tropical Punch giveaway. Starting this Thursday, we're calling Wendy Watchers live on the air. And if you can correctly answer a question about our show, you could win a Caribbean vacation, or a Royal Caribbean cruise, or $5,000. Just go to my Facebook page to enter and make sure that you watch our show every day because we might be calling you. We've got more great show for you, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. Up next, my friend Nikki Boyer is here to break down the latest on Selena Gomez and The Weekend and their budding relationship. So grab a snack and